How are you feeling, Holly? I took a look at your chart out at the desk, and apparently, you didn't want any breakfast this morning. Holly, I know what you're feeling. Empty, desolate, defeated. But believe me, those are natural reactions, and they will go away. There's plenty of time. But now I want you to think about something, will you? You will be able to have more children. That I can promise you. And that should make you and your husband very happy.
I say she had a restful night? Good, that's good to hear. No, don't wake her up. I don't want to disturb her. Just tell Mrs. Scorpio that I'll be in to see her later. Yes, I'm her husband. That's right. Thank you. Sergeant, were my invitations delivered?
Yes, Commissioner. They should have received them all by now.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Quartermain. A uniformed police officer just delivered this for you. To be precise, the delivery was made at exactly 11:43.
You're certain it wasn't 11:42?
Oh, quite certain, sir. My chronograph is accurate to within 10 seconds per atom.
Yeah. That's probably tickets to policeman's ball. I keep ordering these damn things every year, and then I forget. Randall.
Yes, sir.
Will you get my... and hurry.
Yes, sir.
You page Dr. Monica Quartermain for me. Tell her it's urgent.
Jesse, have you seen this? Heather was arrested for the murder.
The phone is still busy, Mr. Quartermain.
Well, keep trying, Randall. This is a matter of life and death.
Yes, sir.
Alan wants to talk to you, Monica.
Yes, thank you. Did you read about Heather?
Of course I read it. That's a break for us.
Did you get the invitation? I mean, that is decidedly not a break for us, Alan.
You're right. The invitation does worry me. Now, why would Robert Scorpio invite us for cocktails?
The police commissioner is not inviting the Quartermains over there just to have a chat. There has to be an ulterior motive.
Yes, I was afraid you'd say that. I think maybe you're right. Look, we've got to talk about this, Monica, and we've got to talk to Father as well. Now, can you come up here?
No, I can't, really. I'm due in surgery in about 5 minutes.
Oh, you been on?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take almost all afternoon. Tell you what, you call Edward. Find out if he's got an invitation and just ask him what he thinks about it.
It's amazing. I don't know if I'm astonished about Heather or not. Lord knows I've always figured she was capable of anything, so why should I be astonished at murder?
Well, Scotty's being held on suspicion of murder has surprised me. What about you, Monica?
Well, I really don't know.
Mr. Quartermain's office.
I've got to talk to him, Randall.
We've been trying to reach you, Doctor. Your father would like to talk with you, too, but at the moment he's on another line talking with the police commissioner.
Meaning he got an invitation, too?
Well, you're to be congratulated, Commissioner. Now that you have 2 suspects under arrest, that should solve the case, huh?
Well, I wish it were that simple, Edward.
Well, anyway, you're making excellent progress, and I admire you for that. I'm calling you for another reason, too.
Oh, what?
I've received your very kind invitation to cocktails this afternoon at 5 o'clock. That was very thoughtful of you.
It will be a pleasure to see you.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there. And if you issued invitations to Alan and Monica, I'm afraid they're going to have a previous engagement, too.
Well, I have invited them, Edward, and I hope that you can all be here. It's most important.
Most important.
Now, as you
What?
pointed out, I'm now holding Heather Weber on suspicion. And I was hoping that the Quartermains might shed some light on the story.
Well, we'd certainly like to help, Scorpio. I'm sure you realize that.
Oh, I do, Edward. Your entire family has always been very helpful, and I really appreciate it. So until 5.
Wait, I tried to
Excuse me,
explain...
Edward, but look, I really do have to go. I am visiting my wife in the hospital. See you at 5.
Your son called, Mr. Quatermain.
Well, which line is he on?
Oh, none, sir. We concluded our conversation.
Well, I didn't conclude. Get him back, Randall, now.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Holly, it will help you if we talk about it. Won't you say anything?
Everyone knows, don't they?
Knows that you were pregnant? Well, yes, it's in your hospital record, of course.
Oh, Dr. Mason, I'm sorry. We didn't know you were in here.
It's all right. I was just leaving. Ruby, could I speak to you a moment outside, please?
Of course. I'll be right back, Holly.
How do you feel? Holly, the nurses on OB tell me that you're taking this very hard. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't you know Luke wouldn't want you to grieve?
Ruby, I know you're close to Holly. That's why I'm hoping you will help out. You've got to get her spirits up. We all have to. Get her mind off this whole episode.
We all feel the loss terribly, but I'll do anything that I can to help.
Good.
Okay, look, the prescription's going to be waiting for you at the pharmacy. I want you to take 2 when you get home and then 1 every 4 hours, all right?
How many altogether?
I've given you 24, which will last you until I see you later this week.
Fine.
Now listen, you're going to feel better, but I don't want you to keep taking the medication, okay?
Whatever you say, Doctor.
If you have any problems, you call me, but I'm sure you're going to do just great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Father, listen, I'm sorry I had to put you on hold.
Well, you should be sorry. This is an emergency.
I was seeing a patient.
Oh, come on, Alan. This is important.
So is my patient's medication. I'm sorry.
Well, I may be the one who'll need the medication. I feel like I'm going to collapse at any moment.
Again? I doubt it.
Well, you can doubt it all you like, but I don't think my heart's going to stand up under Scorpio's constant questioning. Good Lord, he's already arrested 2 people for suspicion of murder. That certainly ought to satisfy the district attorney. Why does he keep hounding us?
Father, there isn't much that we can do to stop him.
Well, there is something that we can do, and we better do it fast. And I want you to track down Monica. I'm going to be over there shortly, and we're going to go over our story one more time.
There's no time to do that. Monica's in surgery, and I don't know how long she's going to be there. It's a long operation, and I've got at least 10 patients waiting for me.
There isn't any way the 3 of us can get together?
Not a chance.
Well, we're just going to have to talk to Scorpio cold. You do have our story well in mind, right?
Letter perfect.
Yeah, you're just going to have to chance it. I don't know. The story went over well with Lee. Maybe it will with the commissioner, too.
It had better.
Yeah. Ah, Bobby, you seen Holly today?
I have. I just came from her room.
How is she?
She's withdrawn.
That's all you can tell me, that she's just withdrawn?
Well, I'm just a nurse. I think that if you want more details, you'll have to talk to her doctor. I'm sorry, Robert.
Jesse, can I see her?
Yes, visiting hours don't apply to husbands.
Thank you.
Robert. Robert, I'm so sorry for her. I didn't even know she was pregnant.
Well, we decided to keep the whole thing quiet for as long as we could.
I wanted to ask you, did she know that she was before Luke died?
No. Luke never knew that Holly was carrying his child.
Robert, I'm so sorry. We all are.
Well, give her my love, please.
I will. Excuse me.
So sad. Jesse, I'm going to be in the cafeteria, but just long enough to get something for Alan and for me. We've got a heavy load ahead of us in the clinic.
Okay. Before you go, how's Claudia doing?
Oh, Claudia is great. Claudia couldn't be better. Brian finally asked Claudia to marry him, and she hasn't hit the ground since.
They're getting married. Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Isn't it, though? They are so tickled.
I'm sure they are. And it's about time, isn't it?
Certainly.
Holly, you have got to let go of the past. You must live for today and tomorrow. Holly, I feel almost as badly. I mean, that was the only part left of Blue. I'm sorry.
Hey, come on, Rube. No tears now, all right?
I'm sorry, Robert. talked to her. I tried to get through. I couldn't.
Well, now, where do I start? Perhaps with, and I'm sorry. Kind of pointless, I think you know that. Life goes on, Holly. There's the future to think about. And from now on, that's exactly what we're both going to concentrate on.
Why? There is no future. This changes everything.
Oh, I think you know a little bit better than that. To start with, you and I have to stay married for at least a year, and that's for your own protection. Unless, of course, you're considering taking up residency back in the United Kingdom. I don't think we both know that's out. Well, would you like to hear the progress I'm making on the case at the moment? Yeah. I'm really starting to narrow things down on this Baldwin murder. Do you know something? There are times that I envy Agatha. You know, Agatha Christie. I don't know why. Whenever she tackled a murder, she always knew the ending. I don't.
Randy, hang on a second.
How you doing, Blackie?
Well, not so good. I've been looking for this girl all afternoon. I can't find her.
Seeing you shall find, old buddy. Hey, listen, I got a split.
Oh, wait. You gotta help me out. Have you seen her? This girl is, she's blonde. Her clothes are kind of messy. Her hair's all messed up. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you mean the slob? She's right over there talking to Kip.
You are strictly from hunger.
Me?
Look at you. You don't even look like a kid. Oh, a necktie yet. Makes you look like some kind of fat-bellied banker.
Yeah, well, better than looking like something the cat dragged in.
Like who?
Like you, man. Look at you. I've heard of being laid back, but you are a disaster area.
Shut your lip, crud.
Why do you think everybody stares at you? Because you're a perfect 10 or something? No way. There's not a girl on this whole campus that looks as beat up as you do. They couldn't.
Oh, I'm telling you, man, you're asking for it.
What do? You sleep in these clothes?
Hey, you keep your hands off me or I'll rip off your face.
Baby, I'm gonna teach you not to mess around. Hey, calm down here. Calm down, Kip. What, you know this creep? Yeah. Well, we got some classes together. Right, Lulu?
Lulu? You gotta be kidding.
Yeah, well, why don't you two guys just split, okay? You and Randy, Kip, out. You know, you really know how to pick 'em, Blackie. Come on, Randy, something around here smells, and I mean that literally.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah, okay, all right. Bye. See you later, Randy. Why did you push him?
He was making a pass at me.
It was more like he was ready to pass out. Look at you. When was the last time you took a bath? Look at this
I am
sweat.
telling you, man, he was coming on to me.
Listen, the guy's human, yes, but he's not that desperate. Now, answer my question. When did you take a bath last?
What question are you talking about?
When did you take a bath last?
No, at your house.
At my house? At my house, that was the last time you took a bath.
Oh, so what am I supposed to do? First you come on real strong, and then all of a sudden you don't show up for days.
Well, there's an explanation for that. Don't worry about that. Now, keep it down.
Yeah, right.
Listen, there's something more important. Come on.
Hey, what is such a big thing?
Getting you cleaned up so you don't get condemned by the health department.
Let
Come
go
on. Just
of me.
go. Just go. Shh. Don't make a scene.
I'd do anything for you.
Listen, right now, all I want you to do is take care of yourself. Now, do you have yourself a lawyer yet?
They appointed me one.
Good. Don't talk to Scorpio unless he's present.
Yeah, the lawyer said the same thing. He said maybe he can get the charges dropped.
Well, how could that happen?
Well, Scorpius was asking me about Susan, and I told him that she was blackmailing the...
Monica, Alan, wonderful of you.
Well, we've been looking forward to this.
Terrific. Let me take your coat.
Oh,
Please.
thank you.
I always wondered how a police commissioner lived. Now I know.
In quite grand style, wouldn't you say? This is lovely.
Listen, can I make you comfortable and perhaps get you a drink?
Well, I'll make myself comfortable. For me, white wine would just be fine.
Terrific. Alan?
Nothing for me, thank you, Robert.
Hold out.
We're very much aware, of course, that you've arrested Heather.
Yeah, well, I naturally assumed that insofar as that it was given so much coverage by the media.
Do you believe that she committed the murder? Thank you.
I'm holding her on suspicion. I think that should speak for itself.
Not really. Is she guilty or isn't she?
Alan, now, as a foremost physician, I would expect you to know something about the law.
You're wrong. I know very little about the law.
Alan, I think what Robert means is that it's not up to him to determine the guilt. It's up to a judge and a jury of her peers.
Right.
I didn't even know Heather had any peers.
Excuse me, that'll be Edward.
Yes.
Edward, good of you to come. Please, come in. Let me take your coat. I'm getting some wine here for Monica. Perhaps I can get you a drink as well?
I'm having nothing, Father.
I'm having a straight bourbon, no rocks, no water.
Ah, man who takes his liquor straight. I do admire that. One Kentucky bourbon coming up.
The two of you wait for me outside so we could talk before this inquisition.
Now, relax. If we all just stick to our stories, we'll be fine.
Here.
Oh, Robert, you're not having anything to drink?
Well, I figured I'd take my cue from Alan. Perhaps we'll change our minds later.
I really doubt that. The hospital could call me back at any moment.
Forgive me, I don't think I'm being rude, but... Robert, why are we here?
Well, I need your judgment, Monica. Yours too, Alan. And yours, Edward.
Oh, judgment about what?
Well, you must have read about Scotty's forgery in Friday's paper.
Reporters, they're a nuisance.
Yeah, well, of late I've had cause to agree with you there. But let's get back to the issue. Let's assume that Susan found out about the forgery. I mean, that's a reasonable assumption, isn't it?
Not really. Susan's a very hard person to deceive. She was, anyway.
Oh, really? You must tell me all about that sometime.
Well, now, look, if Susan discovered Scotty's forgery, that'd be a good motive for murder, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Monica?
Yes, I agree.
I'm sure you all would. Now, turning to Heather, undoubtedly you must have read Jackie Templeton's story in today's paper.
Well, I only read the financial page. All the rest of it's trash.
Well, the trash Edward stated that Heather and Scotty were lovers.
Precisely. Now, I'm asking you, is that not also a strong motive?
Love often is.
Especially when it's clandestine.
Yes, coupled with the fact that Heather hated Susan. Well, I mean, that's not unusual. I mean, almost everybody hated Susan.
Now, I take it once more, we are all in agreement. Heather's relationship with Scotty, and as you pointed out, Monica, her hatred of Susan. As good motive?
No, it's an open and shut case, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Scorpio, do you mind if I leave? I really do have a very impressing engagement.
Look, I'm sorry, Edward. Perhaps just one more question.
Well, certainly, we want to help.
Good, and I appreciate that. There is one other motive. One that is strong, but also one that we really haven't touched upon as yet.
What motive are you talking about now?
Blackmail. Now, care to tell me about it? Why didn't you tell me that Susan was blackmailing you when I questioned you last?
We had a very good reason.
And I'm eager to hear it, especially why she was blackmailing you.
Well, in the first place, we weren't aware that anybody knew about Susan's blackmail attempt. And inasmuch as it had absolutely nothing whatever to do with the murder, we wanted to keep it quiet.
Why?
To protect Mother.
Yes, dear Lila.
Robert, Lila, before she married Edward, had an affair with a man.
A married man.
Yes, married. And it didn't last long. It was brief, and it was a long time ago. but the bottom line was that the wife of this man found out about it and committed suicide.
And obviously, naturally, that ended the illicit affair.
Naturally. But I'm still a little puzzled here. The fact of the matter is that Lila committed no offense. How could she be blackmailed?
Well, my dear young man, my wife does have a position to maintain in this community. Not to mention the fact of her age, she's very fragile. Public knowledge of her past indiscretion could very well destroy her.
Well, I understand that. This indiscretion, who was it with? I don't think I caught the man's name.
Oh, Chesler.
Yes, Arthur Chesler. Poor Lila has felt guilty about Arthur Chesler's wife ever since she committed suicide. The shame of this whole thing would be just more than she could bear.
Well, I understand that. Incidentally, what was the price? How much was Susan asking from you?
We never knew that.
She was blackmailing you, and you never knew for how much?
Susan loved to play cat and mouse. She was supposed to tell us how much the night she was killed.
But she didn't.
Naturally, how could she? I mean, the woman was dead when we arrived.
Yes, Robert, I realize it. I think we all should have probably told you this, but as Edward said, this was a matter of family dealings that we had with Susan, and it didn't have anything to do with the murder, so we all decided it was best to keep it among ourselves.
This information regarding Lila, Chesler, and the suicide, how did Susan find it out?
Haven't got a clue.
I didn't think you would have.
Well.
Oh, Edward.
Hmm?
When Alan and Monica leave, would you mind staying behind just for a moment?
You want to talk to me alone?
I'll be brief.
Well, I'd certainly appreciate that. I'll catch up with you two later at the hospital.
Very good, Father.
Yes, you do that, Edward.
Well, it's been wonderful seeing you, Bud.
Well, thank you. The wine was delicious, Robert.
Yes.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed. We must do it again. Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, Edward, please make yourself comfortable.
Oh, I'm always comfortable, Scorpio, thank you. Utterly relaxed at all times.
Good.
May I have another bourbon, please?
I'll make it a large.